complete with if the graph is complete without any jump, without any hole, I will name it with a continuous graph. But if it has a hole, if it has a jump, if it has an infinite, we can say that it will be an infinite discontinuity, or we will name it with removable discontinuity. Now here in the limit, we will have the same also. That we can say in the limit, if you have this function as an example here, look at this function here, or at this one here, or at look at the first one here, number 1 here. Can you tell me what is the limit when x approaches, here we name it with a, limit f of x when x approaches to a from the right? It's 3. And when limit f of x when x approaches a from the left, it's a 3 also. What about f of a? F of a, is it equal? Is it defined here? It's not defined. I told you that if I want to find f of a, I have to choose the closed circle. So here it's not defined. Look at the second one here. Now, here also, name it with a. Now, for a here, limit f of x when x approaches a from the right now. Here we have 1 and negative 1. A from the right is equal to what? 1. And limit f of x when x approaches a from the left is equal to negative 1. And what about f of a? Is it defined here? No.
No.
Look at the third one here now. Limit f of x when x approaches a from the right is equal to what? 1. And limit f of x when x approaches a from the left, it's also 1. And what about f of a? Is it what? It's 2.
It is defined.
Now, this is that we know it before, that how can we find f of a, the limit from the right and the limit from the left. Now, all of these functions, all of these limits that I'm drawing now is not, or we can say that it's not continuous. Here, it's not continuous. This function is not continuous. Why? Because we have 3 cases we can say that this function is not continuous. The first case, if the function f is undefined. What's the meaning by undefined? The function f is undefined. Like what? Like 1 or 2 or 3?
1.
1. Excellent. And what also? Like 1 and 2. If you look at 1 and 2, here, did we have a closed point? Like this here?
No.
Look at it here. Did we have a closed point?
No, we don't.
Sorry, yes, I want to draw. Here there's no, and here also there's no. So the function is undefined. So if the function is undefined, like here, there's no f of a. There's no f of a. So here I can say that this function is not continuous. The second one, the limit does not exist as x approaches to c. That's mean if they are from the right and from the left, they are not equal. They are not exist. Like which one? A or 1 or 2 or 3?
They are not what, teacher?
They are not exist. The limit is defined, but they are not exist.
Like
They are not equal from the right and from the left.
2. 2.
2. Thank you. Look at 2 here. They are from the right equal 1, and from the left they are also negative 1. Sorry, not also. From the right they are 1, and from the left they are negative 1. What does it mean? That means it's not exist. Since they are not exist, I can say also that the limit here does not exist, then they are not continuous. The function here is not continuous. And the last one here, the value of the limit, or the limit is existed. As you see here, they are existed, but they are not equal the value of the function. So I will say that the function is not exist. Here are now, there are the conditions that, okay, the discontinuous, the function, it will be not discontinuous when it occurs on these conditions. So what does it mean? That means I can say the function is to be a continuous at x equals c when you have 3 conditions that all of them must be occurred, must be specified for each function. The first one, f of c must be defined. That means if I go back to this function here, I can have a value of f of c. It must be defined. And the limit is exist from the right, it must equal the limit from the left. And another thing also, that the limit must equal the value of the function. I will repeat now. Look at this function here. If you have this function, here we have 1, 2, 3. Here you have now. Now, I want now to find f of 2. F of 2 equal what? Who can tell me? What is the value of f of 2?
2. 2.
2. Thank you. So f of 2 is 2. So limit f of 2, is it defined?
Yes.
Yes. So my first condition is satisfied. Okay, we'll go to the second one now. Limit f of x when x approaches 2 from the right. Here is 2. 2 from the right. What is the value of 2 from the right?
1. 3.
3 and limit f of x when x approaches 2 from the left,
-1.
-1. Thank you. Are they exist? Are the limits exist here?
Not exist.
It's not exist because they are not equal from the left and from the right. So limit f of x, it exists? No. So I will stop here because the second condition was not satisfied or was not accomplished. So I will stop here and I will say that this function is not continuous. For this example, is it clear?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's have another one now. Now, look at here now. The first step, I have to find f of 3. What is the value of f of 3?
1.
1, thank you. Is it defined? Yes. So since it's defined, the first condition is satisfied. Let's go now to the second one. For the second one now, let's check the limit. Limit f of x.
teacher.
Yes.
لا لازم تكون -1 صح؟
f of 3. Not the limit. Here, the closed one. This is the value of the function. F of 3 is equal to 1.
The 1 under 3 is open.
Sorry?
The 1 under the 3 from the side of -1 is opened. An open circle.
Here, you mean? Here?
Yes.
No, it's not open. It's closed.
Oh, okay.
Now, so f of 3 is equal to 1. If it's closed here and here, it's not a function, Dareen, because a function, it must has only one value of y. Okay, I can say f of 3, it must equal 1. But here I cannot say f of 3 is 1 and -1. It must has only one value. 1-to-1 function.
Okay.
That's your question?
Yes.
Now, limit f of x when x approach 3, but from the right now. Look at 3 from the right. It approaches to what?
To -1.
To -1. And limit f of x when x approaches 3 now from the left. It's going to be near
-1.
-1. Now, are they exist? Are they equal?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So limit f of x when x approaches to 3 is exist. So my second condition was accomplished now, was satisfied. Now check number 3. In number 3, he told me that the number of, which we said here that's equal -1. They told me that the number where the limit exists, which is -1, it must equal 1. Is -1 is equal to 1? Is f of x is equal limit f of x?
No.
Is the value of the function is equal to the limit?
No.
No. So because it's no, I will say that this function is not continuous.
Teacher,
Yes?
I don't understand the last part.
Okay.
Yeah, me too, teacher.
Okay. Now, first one and second one, is it clear? Now, let's see the third part. For the third part here, I want to check if the limit f of x is equal f of x when x approaches to 3 is equal to f of 3. The first step, I find f of 3. The second step, I find the limit. Then I want to check if the limit is equal to f of 3. What is the value of f of 3? It is 1. And what is the value of limit f of x when x approaches to 3? What is the value of it? -1. Is -1 equal to 1?
No.
No. Since they are not equal, so I can say that this is not, or my function here does not continuous at x equal 3. Let's have another example. Now, to check, so if you are looking at this one here, to check now the f of 4, I want to check if the function is continuous at x of 4. I want to check if the function is continuous at x of 4. What is the value of f of 4?
2.
It is 2. Thank you. So, does f of 4 exist? Is defined?
Yes.
Yes. So I can say that the first condition was satisfied. Let's go now to the second one. Let's find now the limit. F of x when x approaches 4 from the right, and limit f of x when x approaches 4 from the left. Now look at 4 from the right. The function is gonna to be close to what?
2.
2. Thank you. And 4 from the left,
Also 2.
they are also 2. Look at here. It's going to be near 2. Then, are they the limit from the right equal the limit from the left?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because they are equal, so I can say because they are exist. Because they are exist, so I can say that limit f of x when x approaches 4 is equal to what? To 2. So my second condition was accomplished also, or was satisfied. Now look at the third one. In the third one here, I want to check if limit f of x when x approaches to 4 is equal to the value of f of 4. Limit f of x when x approaches to 4 equal what? Equal what? Look at the numbers here. 2.
Two.
And f of 4 is equal to what also?
2.
2. Since that the limit is equal to the function, so I can say here now, so my conclusion here now will be that the function is continuous at x equal 4. Is it clear now?
Yes.
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 Okay. Let's have these graphs here now. Look at number A. In number A, I want you to find f of A, limit f when x approaches to A, and also check if they are equal. Look at, not A, sorry, C. Now, f of C, what is the value of f of C?
It's undefined.
It's undefined, thank you. Now, limit f of x when x approaches C from the right. C from the right. Let's put here number 1. So here, limit f of x when x approaches C from the right is equal to what?
1.
1. Limit f of x when x approaches now C from the left.
1 also.
It's 1. So the limit here are equal. The limit is exists, but the f of C is undefined. So can I say that the function, the first curve f of x at A is continuous at graph A?
No.
Is it continuous?
No.
No. So because of
No.
that, I can say that function at A, we can name it, is not continuous at x equal C for the first one here. Now, let's see B now. For B here now, f of C is equal to what? I cleared the numbers. F of C is equal what?
2.
2. Thank you. Now, so it is defined. So the first condition was satisfied. Now look at the second one here. Limit f of when x approaches 2, but from the right now.
1,
From the right.
2.
2. Thank you. Now, limit f of x when x approaches 2, but now from the left.
1 and 5.
1. Thank you. So, since they are not exist, they are not equal, so I will say that the limit is not
But how we get 1 and 2 again?
exist. Okay, look at the function here. 2 from the right now. Here is 2 from the right. The function is going to be at point 2. And see, but from the left, the function goes to be near 1. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Who asked me how can I bring 2 and 1?
Me, Tala.
Okay, Tala, is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So now 2 and 1 are not the same, so they are exist because they are not exist. So can I say that this function is continuous? Look here.
no,
If the function is not exist, so I can say that this function. So I can say that the function here is not continuous at x equal b or c, sorry. Look at now the third one. In C now. F of C is equal to what? Let's say that it is 2. So f of C at the black point, it is 2. Now, limit f of x when x approaches C from the right is what? Who can tell me?
Say again, teacher.
also 2,
Limit f of x when x approaches C from the right. Here, C from the right.
Infinity?
Infinity, thank you. Just positive infinity. And limit f of x when x approaches now C from the left.
also infinity,
Infinity?
They are also infinity, thank you. Are they the same? Are they exist now?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Now, are the value of the limit is equal the value of the function?
No?
No. So because of that, I can say this one, we can name it as infinite discontinuity because the limits here it's infinity. So I can name it with infinite discontinuity. And also, so I can say now the function f of x is not continuous at x equal c. Is it clear now?
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Fine. Now look at D. In D here, f of c What is the value of f of c?
2. 2.
2. Thank you. Now limit f of x when x approaches c from the right now.
1.
1. Thank you. Limit f of x when x approaches c from the left.
Also 1.
1.
Also 1. Are they exist?
Yes.
Yes. So I can
Yes.
see now the limit f of x when x approaches c is equal to 1. So the second my first one is accomplished. Now look at the third one here. Is the f of c, is it equal limit the function when x approaches to c?
No.
No, because the f of c is 2 and the limit is 1 and they are not equal. So I can say also in D that the function is not continuous at x equals c. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Do you have any question?
Yes, teacher.
No. No, teacher.
No.
No.
Okay. Now, let's choose Shahid Hisham.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Shahid. Are you opening from two devices?
Yes.
Okay. Now, look at the first one here. I want you to find f of 1. I want to check the continuity at point 1. F of 1 is equal to what?
We don't have values at the y values.
Okay, wait, please. So now,
Okay, it's equal 1.
it's equal 1. Thank you. Now, limit f of x when x approaches 1, but from the right now.
1 also.
1 also. Limit f of x when x approaches 1 from the left.
1.
From the left.
I don't know.
It's not exist. Is there any function here before
Okay.
1? No.
No.
So I can say that it's not exist. So is the function at 1 is continuous?
No.
Why?
Because they are not the same value.
Thank you. Okay. So function. So we conclusion from here that function at x equal 1 is not continuous. Okay. Now let's solve at point 2 now. Yes, Darian.
Yes, teacher.
I want you to find it now at point 2. F of 2 is equal
Yes.
to what?
F of 2 is equal to 1.
F of 2.
2.
2. Thank you. Look at the closed circle.
Yes.
Now, limit f of x when x approaches 2, but from the right now.
2.
2. And limit f of x when x approaches 2, but from the left.
1.
1. Thank you. Are the limit exist here?
No,
Is
it
existing?
doesn't.
Sorry. So it doesn't exist. Since they doesn't exist, are the function at point 2 is continuous?
No.
No, thank you. Because the value here is 2 and the limit are not exist. And if I go back to my conditions, okay, I can say that the function is defined, but the limit is not exist, does not exist. So I can say I will stop here because my function I didn't need to complete. They are not exist, so my function is not continuous. So the function at x equal to is not continuous. Thank you, Darin. Now I want Sadan. 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 Najd. Najd. Rana.
نعم مس.
Yes, Rana. Limit. I'm sorry, f of 3. What is the value of f of 3?
2.
2, thank you. Now limit f of x when x approaches 3, but from the right now.
From the right.
Yes.
Unknown. 3 from the
Unknown.
right.
Yes. Unknown. Yes, thank you. So I can say it's not exist. Now what about limit f of x when x approaches 3, but from the left now? From the left. Its approaches to be what? Look at here. From the left. The values approaches to be?
Unknown.
No, 2.
Okay, 2.
So are the limit exists here? Are the limit here is two-sided or one-sided limit? Is it one-sided or two-sided limit?
One-sided.
One-sided, thank you. Because here, thank you, Darin. Because here, the limit is only one side. Every time, if you see any limit is only one side, the function is not continuous. The limit, it must be two-sided limit, and equal, and also equal the value of the function. So the continuous, or I can say that the function is continuous. If it is two-sided limit, if these two-sided limits are equal, if the value of the limit is equal to the value of the function, I can say that the function is continuous. Is it clear now? Tomorrow, inshallah, we will take many examples. Inshallah, you will understand more and more. Now, Dana, are you here?
Yes.
No, sorry, Dana Usama.
Miss.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Dana. You can go now. Lujain? Lujain?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you,
Yes,
Lujain.
teacher.
You can go. You can go now. Dana Al-Agha?
Miss Dima,
Yes?
you removed Najd from the meeting.
Excuse me?
You removed Najd from the meeting.
Yes, because I called her and she didn't answer me.
Okay.
Okay, Darien, you are here. Okay, اعتدال.
Yes.
Okay, Hannah.
Yes, teacher.
Lana.
Yes, miss.
Malak. If I call your name, you can leave the meeting. Malak.
Yes, teacher.
Malak, sorry. Mariam.
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Okay. Mihad.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Rana, you are here. Okay. Shahid Hisham. Okay. Shahid Yasser.
Yes, teacher. Yes, yes.
Sima.
Yes, teacher.
And Sarah here. Okay, thank you. So Najd, please, Rana, tell Najd and who also, and Sadan. Where's Anne? She's entered. She left. Okay. No, she entered, but then she left. Okay, please tell Sadan. Next time, if she called her and didn't answer me, I will remove her from the meeting and Najd also. Thank you for listening.
بس عايزة أسألك سؤال.
Yes.
اختبار الخميس رح يكون الأسئلة كتابة ولا multiple choice؟
صح.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes, Lana, I'm sorry.
teacher سؤال، هو احنا هنعمل ريفيجن قبل الامتحان؟